Yo, Elliot, I'm recognizing that becoming a king and non-jobber requires an improved self-image. How can we constantly improve on our self-image in a way that makes us effective kings, stronger for our families, and brings in more money to our non-jobs without becoming cocky or arrogant? Really interesting question, and I kind of wrestled with it a little bit before the call. And my first instinct was to say that we become too obsessed with our self-image anyway, right? Self-image is like, you ever heard that the word persona, right, where we get personality? Persona means for sound, right? Sona. Isn't that interesting? Persona. And the persona was a mask that we'd wear in, like, the big theater during old times, whatever, Roman times, whatever. They would wear a persona and would be this big mask that would define who they are in the society or in the play. And then it was persona because it was the sound that they would make. So they had this microphone on it, right? And they had the mask on, and that was their persona. And so in a lot of ways, our self-image is that persona. It's just a mask. It's a way for us to be heard. It's funny. I'm gonna out myself right now, right? I'm gonna call myself out. I had Kyle over earlier today, who's my cameraman, for helping me make my strength camp videos. So you guys who know that I'm a strongman, I'm a strength coach, and I've been doing strongman videos on my strength camp channel. Go check it out if you haven't, right? It's a great vlog. It's a lot of fun. But today I had something I wanted to share, and I spoke to it in the camera, but I was really hamming it up. And he was like, wow, Elliot, Elliot's next career is going to be an actor, he says to me. And I was like, what do you think I've been doing this whole time? And he laughed, and it was funny, but it's true. I have a persona, right? I'm an actor in the play, right? I have on this persona. So I'm putting on my persona. And I recognize that I'm putting on my persona. So it was funny when I said to him, what do you think I've been doing this whole time? Having that objectivity, right? Having that distance, having that non-attachment to that persona, I think is the most important part of having an improved self-esteem. Let me put it that way, right? You say self-image. Having the most congruent, grounded, humble, but also humbled but able sense of self is by having that sense of self-worth. That's another good way to put it. Is having distance between ourselves and our self-image or our persona. Imagine the guy in the play. He thinks he's that mask. That guy got a problem. Imagine me, and I know this is going to sound crazy to you guys because you guys see me in the camera, but I don't act like this all day long. I don't talk like this all day long. This is not me 24 hours a day. I'm putting on an image. I'm putting on a persona in order to entertain and to capture your attention I like playing this role. It's a part of me. It's not like I made this guy up, but it's a part of me that's a little hammed up. So that's the first thing that came to my mind when you said, recognize becoming a king and a non-jobber requires improved self-image. I'm kind of playing with you here right now, but maybe not. Maybe what's needed is a little bit of objectivity about your persona. I like that word. And then you build that persona up to be what your people need you to be. See, a part of my persona is what y'all need me to be. There's a little bit of sacrifice associated with it, right? I need to be a little bit of a certain way to be heard, right? For people to be able to hear me, I got to talk a little loud. I got to talk a little fast. I got to be a little arrogant. I got to use my body. You see what I'm saying? I'm doing all these things because the persona in order to get the response. So you say, how can we constantly improve our self-image in a way that makes us effective kings? Again, maybe I'm right, maybe I'm wrong, but I'm going to say, build up that persona to be what it needs to be for the people that you serve, but you're not identified with it. Does that make sense? create an objective character of yourself that you get to be who you need to be in order to affect the people, like you say, for our families and for our non-jobs, without becoming cocky or arrogant. And I like that you put that there, because if you recognize that this is not me, that this is just who I need to be for the people in my life, then there's nothing to be cocky or arrogant about, right? Right? There was a time when I believed that that was me, my persona was me. And when I believed my persona was me, if somebody attacked it, I was personally hurt. And that is a sign of arrogance and cockiness and pride, right? You just attacked my mask. You just attacked my persona, and I'm offended. Now, because I grew up, if you go on my Facebook fan page wall and you watch some of the comments on these videos that I've been putting up on there, 900 comments, all of them hate. But you know, and they're like jabbing me like personal shit. They're like saying things that are like personal about me. But you know what? It can't touch me because it's just the mask. Y'all just stabbing this mask. You don't know that while you're cursing me out and getting hot-headed on your iPhone, I'm sitting down eating a nice bowl of hot mash with my wife sitting on my lap. Literally, she sits on my lap sometimes after she feeds me. And I got a beautiful booty sitting on my lap. I'm eating food. My dogs are laying down around me, and I'm looking out at the large pasture that I'm living on. You think I care if somebody is taking a stab at my persona? So I think that's what's important. And it requires a healthy sense of self-worth to do that. And I think that's a really good way to kind of like sharpen that question up a little bit. Self-worth, because it requires a sense of self-worth to know that my image, my persona is not me, but I can use it as a tool. One of my good friends, and we've done business together, and he's an influencer. We've known each other even before he ever made his first video, is Jason Capital, right? He calls himself Jason Capital, so a lot of you guys know him. And his name was Alex when I met him, right? And I tell you that because he created Jason Capital, right? His name's Alex Morocco, right? And he changed his name to Jason Capital. And so anyway, one day he and I were talking, and I said something about the work that I'm doing, and he said something real clever. He said, "Yup, you're just being who they need you to be." I was like, wow, yeah, I guess I'm just being who my people need me to be. And so he recognized that obviously way before I did, or at least in a conscious way, by not being Alex Morocco, being Jason Capital, because he recognized that that's who I need to be for my people, for my audience. They need me to be this. And he even went further to say that you have to embody all the things that they wish they had. So you got to show them what they can be, right? So it's not even you being who you have to be for them, but you're being that way so that they have something to aspire to. And so it's the same thing, you know, I'm talking business, and so are you, but it's the same thing for our families. A lot of times with my kids, I have to be a certain way that isn't exactly the way I want to be, but I got to be that way for them, right? You do it for your job, you do it for your career, you do it for your wife. I think one of the worst pieces of advice that people give to men, and I've given this advice before, but I was wrong, is to just be yourself. Nobody could just be themselves. We're all on stage. We're all walking around with these personas. The more conscious you are of it, the better off you are. The more conscious of it you are, the better you can improve your self-worth. But the self-image is fleeting. Self-image is for other people. Self-image is like avatars, right? You ever go on somebody's Facebook page and it look like their life is great, but you know, because you know them, that their life sucks? Like, this bitch is miserable. She can't keep a man. She's addicted to cats and wine. But yet she over here flexing and flossing and acting like her life is great. That's a self-image. That's an avatar. That's a persona, right? So don't be too attached to it. Most of people's personas that you see and you know are fake. And it's okay. The only problem is attachment to it. That's all it is. Self-worth is where it's at. And you say you don't want to be cocky and arrogant. Having self-worth is valuable when you know what you are. And you know what you are through God the Father. Humility is about knowing your right place in the order. And I'm not God. And I am not only not God, but I need help from a Savior. I need the example of Christ. That keeps men in check, because otherwise we end up like Lucifer. He was beautiful. He was smart. He was the most talented of all angels, but he believed in himself too much. He thought he was top dog. And that's why he got cast out. And he's down here causing havoc with the rest of the fallen angels, making us proud of ourselves and forgetting our hierarchy, forgetting our Father, forgetting the perfect avatar, Jesus Christ. So that's how you maintain that humility with a little bit of self-worth. I hope that helps, dude. Done.
Yo, it's your bro Elliot. I hope you enjoyed that video. If you did, you ought to know that it was a clip from one of my most recent King Transformation classes with my students, where, among other things, we get together about 4 or 5 hours a week and we speak on things as it relates to becoming kings in our lives in fitness, business, and with women. If that sounds like you and you want to join a like-minded group of men who are growing stronger every day in every way in this degenerate age, then it's real simple. Just follow me on Instagram and then DM me the word King, K-I-N-G, and then me and my team will get back to the details to see if you qualify. I really hope to see you at the next meeting. Done.